Howdy, this is Ranger in the Loop's Texas-based correspondent. This weekend I've ventured out to Kings Island to check out the new Mystic Timbers roller coaster and ride so many of their other fantastic rides here. This is my third favorite park in the United States behind Cedar Point and Six Flags Magic Mountain. So much to do here, so many great rides. The opening, the front entrance is absolutely gorgeous too, with these fountains in the Eiffel Tower. Let's walk around and check out all the wonderful attractions. Let's get straight to the reason that I came here to this park today, to ride Mystic Timbers. This is the brand new 2017 GCI roller coaster. I'll just be warned, there will be spoilers in this review. Unlike most of the other GCI roller coasters out there, Mystic Timbers is an out and back ride. The first drop twists around and then comes back over here. This is the second drop, and then the remainder of the ride is back over here. It's impossible to get views of it from ground level, but I'm very impressed with the ride. There's tons of moments of airtime. There's twists that are forceful, unpredictable. There's changes in elevation and a turnaround at the backside with a tunnel. I really like that on the back end, you go right past the water raft ride. It's a really nice touch. That's probably my favorite part of the ride. And then of course in the back is the infamous shed. This is the shed. So if you want to see what's in the shed, you can YouTube Mystic Timbers POV and you can get a good idea of what's in there. There's some props in there. There's some screens in there. I got the bat sequence most of the time, also the snake sequence. I rode 14 times yesterday with the Fastlane Plus, and only one time did I get the Mystic Timbers icon, the tree that came out. But overall, I'm very pleased with the ride. It's one of the better GCIs, although I do prefer the Twister variety better. So like Apocalypse and American Thunder, Renegade, and Gold Striker will be the ones I like longer than this, but this is a very solid ride for Kings Island. And the theming on this one is better than any of the other ones. So definitely a winner. Hopefully they can get this train moving pretty soon. This is Diamondback, Kings Island's 230-foot coaster. It's also the fastest roller coaster here at 80 miles per hour. This is a polarizing ride. Some people like it, some people think it's just overrated. But the airtime on this is absolutely fantastic. The second and third hill especially just give you some of the best airtime that you'll experience on any B&M roller coaster. Although the complaint a lot of people have with these types of rides is that the airtime is not forceful like you'll get on some other manufacturers' rides. But as amazing as the front end of the ride is, the back half just doesn't quite live up to it. These back end hills just don't deliver the same quality and amount of airtime as the front. Overall, I would still say that in my book, this is a roller coaster that's deserving of a ranking between 10 and 20 on the top steel coaster list. One of the best moments on Diamondback is the ending splashdown. Let's see what we got here. One of the signature can't-miss attractions here at Kings Island is, of course, the Beast. This is the longest wooden roller coaster in the world. There's two very long lifts. There's many helixes, some good tunnels. It's a pretty epic ride. Although I'm not quite as high on this ride as some of the other enthusiasts, the whole thing is just trimmed to death. I mean, you go down the hill and then you brake, and then you go through the helix and then you brake, and then you go on a straightaway and then you brake. So it's not really as intense as it was many years ago. It is running fairly smooth considering it's as old as it is. So it's mostly a tolerable ride. It will beat you up a little bit, but it's good that they've maintained this ride as well as they have. Going from an older roller coaster that has been maintained well to another older one that is not being maintained well. This is Vortex, built in 1987. This was the world's first roller coaster to go upside down 6 times. And it's pretty tall for a roller coaster from that era too. I used to really like this ride. I mean, it was a lot of fun. But in the last several years, it seems like it's just gotten nuts. I mean, I've just been thrown around, being rattled like crazy, bumps and jerks. I mean, it was really bad. I mean, it felt like I was a member of the press and the ride was a congressman from Montana. That is how rough that this ride was. This is Banshee, Kings Island's inverted roller coaster. And this is a monster. This is the tallest inverted roller coaster in the world, and it is also the longest. With 7 inversions, it is also tied with several others for having the most inversions on an inverted roller coaster. Now, this ride starts off with a bang. That first drop there is very steep. It's like a black hole pulling you straight towards the ground. Then you go through the back section. There's a bat wing back there. There's a really slow inline twist on the back end. Can't quite see it, but definitely check that out. Check this whole ride out. This is my favorite roller coaster here at Kings Island, and it's one of the many reasons that any coaster enthusiast must, and I repeat, must make a visit out here to Cincinnati. Here at the Fest House, my only complaint with this visit was the speed of the lines moving through the food and drink stands. I actually didn't buy anything, but there were a ton of people lined up at all the food and drink stands with very long lines. So I've seen literally 40 or more people in line at the subway, and I'm thinking, boy, this is just not happening. This is happening at the same speed that Donald Trump is going to hand over his tax returns. So I just think there's too many people that have the season passes and are getting food that they've already paid for on those passes, and that's slowing down the lines. This is the Racer. It's Kings Island's wooden racing coaster. There's a blue train and a red train running on separate tracks. Now, I had a good ride and a bad ride on this. First, I rode in the back of the second car on the blue train, and it was bad. I mean, I got roughed up really badly. It was United Airlines bad. My second ride was on the red train, the front of the second car, and it was a lot nicer. I don't know if that's because it was the front of the car versus the back of the car, or maybe red side versus blue side. Not sure, but that's how it ran for me. In the X-Base section of the park behind Racer, we have 2 fantastic roller coasters. Here we have Flight of Fear, an indoor launched roller coaster. This is a really fun ride. It launches you to, I believe, 60 miles per hour before taking you through a path in the dark through 4 inversions. And then here we have Firehawk. This is a Vekoma flying roller coaster. It's a little bit rougher than the B&M ones, but I like this ride. It's got good variety, and it ends with 2 inline twists in a row. So here you have Firehawk. Our tour today ends with some aerial shots of the Action Zone from the Eiffel Tower. This is a 1/3 scale model of the actual Eiffel Tower in Paris, and it provides some fantastic views of not only Banshee, but the whole rest of the park. I had a really great visit here, as I always do. This was the very first mega park I ever went to. That was several years ago, but I always have great visits here. They do so many things well here. They run the rides efficiently, and they have tons of them. They have one of the best collections of roller coasters in the entire world. And there's so many rides here we didn't even get a chance to talk about. There's the Bat over there. There's Delirium. There's Vertigo over there. Also, Backlot Stunt Coaster is another fun ride that they've got. Also, their Dinosaurs Alive is absolutely the best Dinosaurs Alive of any of them, but did not have a chance to get back there today. So if you want to see some dinosaurs such as Tyrannosaurus Rex and Stegosaurus and John McCain, then you go have to watch a different video. But thank you very much for watching this and all of the videos on the In the Loop channel. I will see you next time. This is Ranger signing off from Kings Island.